Okay, so computing research methods. We already completed learning outcome 1 and learning outcome 2. So today we will discuss the learning outcome 3. So which is be able to carry out a research on a topic within the computer science. So let us start. So in previous slide, we discussed some points about how to select a good topic, like topic selection, some steps, some techniques, some tips were discussed, like a brainstorm for the ITR, general background information, focus on your topic, make a list of useful keywords, be flexible, define your topic as focus research question. So by following the overall flow of the learning outcomes, you understood the research and research techniques, then ethics, data searching techniques. Then after studying the research, we discussed about the research proposal, and then data collection methods, the feasibility study. Now over here we are basically trying to be prepared for carrying out research on our own topic. So we will discuss today the data collection techniques, types of data and data analysis, reporting, and within the reporting we should be able to write up a report of the research. So let us see the difference between the what is data. A data, and as an introduction, it can be defined as a quantitative or qualitative values of variables. So the data itself, a qualitative or quantitative. A quantitative is the data which is in the form of numbers. A qualitative is the data which is not in the numbers but in a kind of estimations, like low, high, medium, or possibly certain about certain beliefs, that why people think about the ideas. So data is a kind of plural of datum, which literally means to give something or something given. So data can be numbers, as we discussed. So importance of data and data collection. Data is one of the most important and vital aspect of any research studies. Researchers conduct in different fields of study, can be different in methodology, but every research is based on data. So really depends. If you want to do any research, then research can only be done on the data, and the methodology, how you interpret the data, how you process the data, how you analyze the data will vary from type of the research. So the data is important in computer science. In computer science, the data may be in the numbers, images, and figures. In computer, all are data. Data collection techniques. There are two sources of data collection techniques. So sources of the data can be two. One is primary, other is secondary data collection technique. A primary data collection uses surveys, experiments, or direct observations. When you talk about a primary, it means you are collecting the data directly. When you talk about the secondary data, it means you are getting the already done research. So the primary data collection uses surveys, experiments, and direct observations. So whatever you observe, whatever the experiment you are doing, you are getting the data accordingly. However, the secondary data collection may be conducted by collecting information from a diverse sources of documents or electronically stored information. Census and market studies are examples of common sources of data. This is also referred to as data mining. So, whatever the data which is already available in the market, no matter whatever whoever is providing in the form of information, in the form of literature, is kind of secondary data. So, two types of data. One is the primary data, other is the secondary data. You should be able to select, and for your research, you should be able to know that what kind of data you will be using in your research. So let us see in detail about these types of data. Primary data. Primary data means original data that has been collected specifically for the purpose in mind. So, primary data, you will be the person who will be dealing directly and generating the data. It means someone collected the data from the original source first hand. So, it means if you say that you have a primary data, it means you have original data. You have original data from the experiments. You are directly dealing with the data. It is not the case that someone else did the research and you are trying to understand or use that particular data in your research. Primary data has not been unchanged or altered by human beings. Therefore, its validity is greater than the secondary data. So, obviously, if you are dealing with the primary data, it means nobody else would have used it, changed it, or interpreted or modified in any case due to any reason, but it will be the only you who might have generated the data, and that it will have a greater validity. That's why the primary data is more authentic. People who gather the primary data may be authorized organization, investigator, enumerator, or they may be just someone with a clipboard. So whoever created the data, they are basically the originators of the data, investigators of the data, enumerators of the data. These people are acting as a witness. So primary data is only considered as reliable as the people who gathered it. Okay. Importance of primary data. Importance of primary data cannot be neglected because a research can be conducted without secondary data, but a research based on only secondary data is least reliable and may have biases because secondary data has already been manipulated by the human beings. So, primary data itself is much more important. You can carry out your research without looking at the secondary data. In statistical surveys, it is necessary to get information from primary sources and work on primary data. For example, the statistical records of female population in a country cannot be based on a newspaper, magazine, or other printed sources. One such source is old, and secondly, they contain limited information as well as they can be misleading and biased. So, if you wanted to know the population of women in a particular country, then obviously you cannot rely on a secondary storage, you cannot rely on the newspaper or any other agency, but the only authentic source will be a census made by you, by yourself, or whatever the organization may do, would only be authentic. Hence, the primary data is the only way to know the actual results. Validity is one of the major concerns in research. Validity is the quality of a research that makes it trustworthy and scientific. Validity is the use of scientific methods in research to make it logical and acceptable. Using primary data in research can improve the validity of the research. Validity is basically the quality of research and trustworthy and scientifically. So the primary data gives you a more valid research. Authenticity is the genuineness of the research. Authenticity can be at stake if the researcher invests personal biases or uses misleading information in the research. Obviously, because the researcher, it depends on the researcher that how he presents his beliefs. The primary research tools and data can become more authentic if the methods chosen to analyze and interpret data are valid and reasonably suitable for the data type. Primary sources are more authentic because the facts have not been overdone. Primary sources can be less authentic if the source hides information or alters facts due to some personal reason. So, overall, the primary data is more authentic than the secondary data because its advantages is that the researcher is dealing directly with the actual facts about a particular domain of research. Reliability is the certainty that the research is enough true to be trusted on. For example, if the research study concludes that junk food consumption does not increase the risk of cancer and heart disease, this conclusion should have to be drawn from a sample whose size, sampling technique, and variability is not questionable. So, reliability gives you a certainty that the research is trustable. So, primary data gives you much more reliability, authenticity, validity. That's why you should somehow consider to use the primary data, and obviously in order to deal with the primary data, you should do your research genuinely by yourself. Now, the sources of primary data. The sources for primary data are limited and at times it becomes difficult to obtain data from primary sources because of either scarcity of population or lack of cooperation. Regardless of any difficulty one can face in collecting primary data, it is the most authentic and reliable data source. So, no matter the primary data is always difficult to achieve, there can be many problems in the social research. Obviously, it will be very difficult to get the data from people, or if it is the primary data of an experiment in a scientific research, then obviously you will have a difficulty in carrying out the experiments or whatever the way you get the data. So the sources of primary data could be achieved from, for example, the experiments, surveys, and questionnaires. For example, experiments require an artificial or natural setting in which to perform a logical study to collect data. Experiments are more suitable for medicine, psychological studies, nutrition, and for other scientific studies, for computing as well as. So everything that comes under the experiment is a kind of source of data for your research. Survey is most commonly used method in sociological research, sociological sciences, management, marketing, and psychology to some extent. Surveys can be conducted in different methods. The questionnaire is the most common used method in survey. So how do you survey? You survey the particular domain, an idea, or any context by using a questionnaire. Questionnaires are a list of questions, either an open-ended question or closed-ended questions. The open-ended questions in the surveys, in the questionnaires, they ask you to write your own. The closed-ended questions, they don't allow you to write your own answer, but they give you the answer and you will have to select the particular answer only. Interview is a face-to-face conversation with the respondent. It is slow, expensive, and they take people away from their regular jobs. Obviously, whoever is being interviewed, they come specifically, they spare their time, they leave any jobs, whatever they do, they spend some time in the interview to be conducted. But they allow in-depth questioning and follow-up questions. The interviewer cannot only be recorded, the interviewer can not only record the statements the interview speaks, but he can observe the body language or non-verbal communication such as face pulling, fidgeting, shrugging, hand gestures, sarcastic expressions that add further meaning to spoken words, and other reactions to the questions too. Observations can be done while letting the observing people know that he is being observed or without letting him know. Observations can be made in natural setting as well as in artificially created environment. So overall, you can get the primary data through the experiments, if it is a scientific research, through surveys, using questionnaires, interview, observations. There are some more sources as well that we have already discussed in the learning outcome 1. So overall, it was about the primary data and its uses and its importance. Now we will discuss the advantages of the primary data. The targeted issues are addressed. One of the advantages of the primary research is that the targeted issues are addressed. The organization asking for the research has the complete control on process, and the research is streamlined as far as its objectives and scope is concerned. So basically, whatever the target is the organization is focusing on particular research on a particular process. Researching companies can be asked to concentrate their efforts to find data regarding a specific market rather than concentration on mass market. Next, the other advantage is data interpretation is better. The collected data can be examined and interpreted by marketers depending on the interpretation made by collectors of secondary data, right? The efficient spending of information. Primary data collections focus on issues specific to the researcher, improves the chances that research funds will be spent efficiently. Decency of data. Usually secondary data is not so recent. It may not be specific to the place or situation marketer is targeting. Thus, primary data becomes a more accurate tool since we can use data which is useful for us. Yeah. So advantages includes the targeted issues are addressed in the primary data while researching. Data interpretation is better. Efficient spending for information is given decency of data is given. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, few more advantages of the primary data. Proprietary issues. Information collected by using a primary research is their own and is generally not shared with others. Thus, information kept be hidden from the competitors and potentially offer an information advantage to the company that undertook the primary research. So, the proprietary issues, the ownership issues are also resolved. Whoever has conducted the research, they are the owners of the research, owners of the data. That is an advantage. No one can claim that it is their data. Address specific research issues. Carrying out their own research allows the marketing organizations to address issues specific to their own situation. So, sometimes whenever you carry out the research, you have some boundaries, you have some limitations that you do not try to focus on those issues. But if you are doing your own research, if you are doing your primary research, then obviously you will have the control on your specific issues that you can carry out. Greater control. Not only does the primary research enables the marketer to focus on specific issues, it also enables the marketer to have higher level of control over how the information is collected. In this way, marketer can decide on such issues as the size of project, location of the research, and time frame for completing the project. So overall, the primary research has more advantages as compared to the secondary type of data, but obviously there are certain disadvantages as well. Like the disadvantages of the primary research is one of the high cost compared to secondary research. Primary data can be very expensive since this is a great deal of marketer involvement and expenses in preparing and carrying out the research can be high and has to design everything. Obviously, you are doing the research, you are not referring the research. It can be time consuming. Obviously, the research that you are doing, you are spending your time on the research. In inaccurate feedbacks, there is the possibility that you might get inaccurate feedbacks in research. In case the research involves taking feedbacks from the targeted audience, there are high chances that feedback given is not correct. So, possibly the feedbacks by their basic nature are usually biased or given just for the sake of it. So, one disadvantage of the primary data is that, for example, you started a survey or took the feedbacks from the customers or from anywhere, then possibly it could have the incorrectness and due to any reason, and probably your findings could come up wrong as compared to the similar research done by others due to any reason, or maybe due to the people or the samples of the research that you took at that particular time. More number of resources is required. Obviously, you are doing the research by yourself. Now, we come to the secondary data. Yeah. So, secondary data is the data that has been already collected by and readily available from other sources. The secondary data is the data that you refer in your research. It's not done by you basically, but it's already collected. When we use statistical method with primary data from another purpose, for our purpose, we refer to it as secondary data. So whatever the data you are doing is basically whatever the data you are using statistical methods, you are dealing with secondary data. It means that the one's purpose primary data is another purpose secondary data. So the same data which you are referring becomes secondary data for you, and the someone who used the data, it was primary data for them. So that the secondary data is data that is being reused. If you reuse the data, it becomes secondary for you, and whoever did the research, it became the primary data for them. So such data are cheaper. The secondary data is cheaper and more quickly obtainable than the primary data. As we discussed earlier, that the primary data is basically the data generated from the own research. Obviously, no matter the authenticity, reliability, and other characteristics of the primary data exist there, but it is difficult to carry out the research on research and getting the primary data, while the secondary data is easily obtainable. The secondary data may be obtained from many sources, including literature, industry surveys, compilation from computerized databases and information systems, and computerized or mathematical models of environmental process. The importance of secondary data. The secondary data can be less valid, but its importance is still there. However, the secondary data is less important, is less valid. Secondary data is less valid, but it is still important. Sometimes it is difficult to obtain a primary data. Obviously, you are new. You cannot do any research, anything as a primary data in order to get some data. In these cases, getting information from secondary sources is easier and possible, because if you need a primary data, then you will need to carry out the research. But if you refer to the same data, it becomes secondary for you, and it is easy to become the data for you as a secondary. Sometimes primary data does not exist. In such situation, one has no confine the research on secondary data. So it is also secondary data is important, because if you want to carry out the research, you don't have anything at the moment and you really need to look at some secondary data. Sometimes primary data is present, but the respondents are not willing to reveal it. In such a case, to secondary data can suffice. Therefore, somehow, if the data is available in a particular domain, then it is good, and somehow you can get a hint from the secondary data in order to carry out your research. Sources of secondary data. The secondary data is often readily available. After the expenses of electronic media and internet, the availability of the secondary data has become much easier. So in order to get the secondary data, you should have just media, electronic media, the internet, and you can get it, and most of the time you get it free of cost. Published printed sources is one of the source. There are varieties of published printed sources. Their credibility depends on the many factors. For example, on the writer, publishing company, and the time and the date when they published. New sources are preferred and old sources should be avoided as new technology and researches bring new facts into the light. So published printed sources are one of the sources of the secondary data. Books, as you know, are available today on any topic that you want to research. The uses of books start before even you have selected the topic. After selection of topics, books provide insight on how much work has already been done on the same topic, and you can prepare your literature review. So books are secondary sources, but most authentic one in secondary source. If you are referring a book, it becomes a secondary source. If you are referring the published printed sources, it becomes a secondary source. What is the primary source? The primary source is the research, is the finding, is the study that you discover by yourself, you write by yourself. Journals and periodicals are becoming more important as far as data collection is concerned. The reason is that journals provide up-to-date information which at times the books cannot, and secondly, journals can give information on very specific topic and which are researching rather than talking about more general. So basically the books could be generic, they could talk about general, but the journals could be up to date and timely managed and updated. The journals and periodicals are the sources which provide you up-to-date information on specific topics which you are researching. However, the books could be older. So the published printing sources, books, journals are the sources. Few more magazines and newspapers could also give you the secondary data, but magazines are also effective but not very reliable. Newspapers on the other hand is more reliable, and in some cases information can only be obtained from newspapers, as in the case of some political studies. Maybe, yeah, if it is a political issue, then newspapers might be the best and reliable source in order to get the particular data, while published electronic sources, as well as the internet is becoming more advanced, fast and reachable to the masses, it has been seen that much information that is not available in the printed form is available in the internet. Obviously, you know well that whatever the research or information you get today, it becomes available to you online first, and then it comes into the print. It is very easy and quickly publish the particular news, information or any of the finding on the internet straight away, available to the world in few seconds. However, the published matter, the published stuff will take longer. In the past, credibility of the internet was questionable, but today is not. So overall, the internet is readily available for producing the published electronic sources. E-journals are more commonly available than printed journals. Obviously, sometimes if the conferences are being held and it is not necessary that the conference proceedings might be printed, published and distributed, the journals, the e-journals could be the one source of their publications. They only publish their journals online. Few more sources of secondary data: the journal websites, web blogs, unpublished personal records, diaries, letters, government records, public sector records. You can get the information from these sources, as well as like websites. People write the blogs, the personal records, diaries, letters, and whatever the sources of information you get from the internet, they are possible sources of the secondary data. Some advantages of the secondary data like ease of access. So you can get the secondary data very easily. This includes the relative ease of access to many sources of secondary data. Low cost to acquire. Obviously, you are not paying anything to the secondary data, but possibly you might need to get some subscriptions for the particular research articles or journals. But still, in order to carry out your own research, you are getting the particular data on a particular topic at a low cost. Clarification of research question. In order to carry out a research in your own domain and for your research question, the secondary data gives you more help in order to answer your research questions. For example, if you have a research question that what are the strategies to carry out a good research, then possibly the secondary data could give you more clarity, more confidence, more authentic answers on the strategies strategies to carry out the research, or the methods to carry out the more authentic research, or whatever the question of research is in your mind. It helps you much more addition to the clarification of your research question. May answer research question as well. Obviously, if you have a research question that you wanted to carry out the research, and instead of looking at into each and every answer of your question, probably the secondary source can directly answer your questions by looking at the literature. The another advantage may show you difficulties in conducting primary research. So it's not only they will answer you, but the secondary data will give you an information that how it is difficult to carry out in a particular primary research. Whatever the research you want to carry out, the secondary data will show you the problems in that particular topic to be carried out. That's also because if you have chosen a topic to carry out a research, it's not necessary that that particular topic is easy to carry out, but the secondary data can give you more information, any problems, any difficulties in carrying out particular research as a primary. Now, certain disadvantages of the secondary data. The quality of research. There are some disadvantages to using the secondary research. The originators of the primary research are largely self-governed and controlled by the marketers. Therefore, the secondary research use must be scrutinized closely, since the origins of the information may be questionable. So, the quality of research, if you are relying on the secondary data, then you are taking a risk, because any information available to you, it is in the form of secondary data. It is not 100% sure that information that you are referring to is reliable or not. Not specific to researcher needs. Possibly, if you want to apply your research on a particular topic, and the topic that is available in the secondary data may not meet your needs, and it could be difficult and little bit not usable in order to relate with your topic, and it could have disadvantage. Obviously, the similar research, same topic, could be referred, but if the area is same and the nature of the topic is entirely different from your topic, then the secondary data cannot be useful. at all, or maybe partially it could be useful, but its disadvantage is that it could lead you to the wrong way. Incomplete information. In many cases, researchers find information that appears vulnerable and promising. Information appears as a valuable and promising, but the researcher may not get the full version of the research to gain the full value of the study. So obviously you've seen that the particular topic, particular research paper is available, you liked it, it looked very similar to your research, but unfortunately that article is not available free of cost, and you need to buy that particular article, and otherwise that particular source is incomplete. Not timely. When using secondary research, one must exercise caution when using dated information from the past. So secondary source, if it is obsolete, if it has become older, then will not be useful for you in order to justify your research timely. So these are the particular disadvantages of the secondary data. Another topic during the data analysis is the scientific rigor, a concept. Rigor is perhaps best thought of in terms of quality of research. When you talk about the quality of research, then you talk about the rigor of the research process. In a sense, a more rigorous research process will result in more trustworthy findings. So the term rigor is used in the research, in any kind of the research, is basically that how trustworthy the research is. So you should be able to produce a rigorous research. How the rigor is being considered in quantitative and qualitative research, as we discussed, that quantitative research is, the rigor in quantitative research is judged by how narrow, concise, and objective the design and analysis techniques are, and how scrupulously the rules have been adhered to apply to the decisions, while rigor in qualitative is defined by the quite opposite set of criteria and is associated with being open to the data, scrupulously adhering to a specific philosophy perspective. As you remember that quantitative research is concerned with the numbers, qualitative research is concerned with the beliefs. Why people like television? So wherever the rigor is considered, you should categorize your rigor with respect to qualitative and quantitative research, and rigor itself is basically the trustworthiness of the research. Inductive approaches in the data analysis. The inductive approach basically starts by taking certain specific level of focus, then look for patterns and develop a theory in general form of focus. We talk about the data analysis. The inductive approaches, they start with specific data, a specific, very minor, narrow kind of topic. They look at the analysis and develop a general theory of focus and generalize the things. However, in the deductive approaches and some examples, you start a general idea, theorize, hypothesize a general level of focus, then you analyze, and then you reach to a specific, very specific level of focus in the research. So it is possible that you could analyze your data, your research from in two ways, inductive approach and deductive approach. Really depends what is the nature of your research, how is your hypothesis, how is your question, that what do you want to prove in your research. Reporting reporting is basically the production of your research, how you will be representing your research, like we discussed earlier in the that how your research proposal should be made. If you remember in the learning outcome 2, like we discussed that a research proposal structure could be title, abstract, introduction, research question, and these things, while the reporting is basically the research you have done and you want to produce it. So for the reporting purpose, you should have a title of your research, title of your study, abstract, the introduction, why you did it, method, how you did it, and obviously the method could have participants, the apparatus used, the materials used, design used, the procedure used, and fifth, maybe the result itself, that what you found. The sixth is the evaluation, is the assessment of the or merit of some project, and discussions, that why you think it means, and the references in the end, and the appendices, the things that could not be included in the body of the research, is basically the components of reporting your research. Once you are done, then you know that you have a way. Yeah. So Abid, I hope you will not have any question. If you have any question, then you can ask now. Otherwise, we take a break now and we will continue the next session after break. Yeah? Okay, so see you after 5 minutes break.